Hello, it's Colette. This is a Let's Chat informal video, which I'm doing today in my jammies again. And there's a reason for that as well. This is about spirituality and body image or body positivity. Um, since I've been YouTubing, I've become more and more and more impressed by the younger women out there and some young men who are very much taking forward the body positivity movement. They mainly have YouTubes, but you see it a lot in magazines and stuff as well, that there's a lot of younger women and men that certainly are more aware of being loving their bodies, loving the way they are, whether they're seen by society as too tall, too skinny, too fat. And it's lovely to watch, but you can become really aware of it because if you watch some of the channels, these people are really inspiring, particularly to an audience like me. And I look back to my own life and this sense of body positivity that's going on at the moment wasn't there at all. So I don't want to wander too much away from the source of this because basically these young men and women and members that are promoting body positivity subconsciously are maybe not aware of the way that they're looking at things. Now, most people think that they're a body with a soul dropped in, whether it's dropped in their heads, their heart, their tummy, their liver, or it's just there. So they're seeing themselves as a body with soul. Now, in looking outwards that way, you're going to be more focused on your body. You're going to be more focused on what's not right about your body or what you think you should change about your body or what society says about your body. And that's quite sad because we need to look at it the way it is, which is that you're a soul first, that in this life is using this body as your vehicle to take you from A to Z. And that's it. The body is nothing more than a place for your soul to reside for this one life. And in looking at it that way, the body itself doesn't then take on the importance of the other way around, where you're literally seeing the body with a sort of secondary thing dropped in it. So if that hasn't occurred to you, I'd like you to try and think about it, because if you think about the body as being the vehicle that you chose before you come down, I mean, a lot of people don't believe in reincarnation or whatever, but in my situation, I believe that we sort of make soul contracts before we come down, and we look for the experiences we want to go into, the things we want to achieve, the things we want to feel. And we also choose our body. So if before you come down for this life, your soul said, yep, that one will do me, then that's an honour. This body has been chosen by your soul. Your body hasn't chosen your soul. Your soul chose your body. And as such, it's the body that you need for this life. And when you come back, you could be in a completely different body and you could be in a completely different vehicle. These you might not even be human, who knows? You could come back as some people, you come back as a donkey and you can come back as an amoeba, but you will choose your vehicle. So back to this life. And you've got your soul, and it's in its vehicle or its chariot. I love the chariot card for that because it says it, the sense of the control that comes from the soul to the vehicle. The chariot doesn't drive itself; it's the charioteer. So think about that one as well. Anyway, so if you are putting your soul first and your body further down the line, it allows you to be less scathing about your body, because theoretically you can see that it is a damn good vehicle for what you have to do. And that's one of the reasons I'm off at the moment. I'm not doing face-to-face readings or whatever. I had a flare up of some autoimmune stuff. Now, although I'm just out the shower, hair's still drying, etc., I'm in my jammies. I'll have maybe a few people that say, but if we look close, you put on makeup. Well, yeah, because I have rosacea that comes out with my autoimmune stuff, and I will put on makeup for me, not for you, not for anyone watching this, but simply because I feel better when I've got a little bit of coverage of that rosacea. Now, if I were about the house, I wouldn't be bothering doing that, but I'm making a video, and as such, I feel more confident with that and a wee bit of makeup on. But it's not the be end and all. That's hard to say, isn't it? But you know what I mean. If that makeup hadn't have been there, I would still have done the video because it's an important video and I would do it. But so say what you like about the wee bit of makeup, but it's for me, not you. So let's think of your body. How's it doing you? Are you focused on the fact that your legs can take you to where you need to go? Because that's great. That means they're sturdy. That means they're strong. That means they're doing what they're meant to do. Are you focused on the fact that your eyes can see? Because some people's eyes can't see and they're taking you from A to Z and seeing. How's your hearing? Is your body doing good? You really have to think of your body as just the container for your soul. Because if you don't, you'll then look at your legs and say, God, they're too sturdy, they're fat, oh, I don't like them. And you're missing the point. Doesn't matter whether they're fat, sturdy, this, that, and next thing, too skinny or whatever. Do the work. And if they work, then that's fine, because that's all your soul needs. It doesn't need the perfect pins to take you from here to there, as long as it manages to do it. And even if the body in some way can't manage that, you have to look for the other ways that you can get around things, and the way that your body is still upholding your soul. As we get older, it's harder because your legs don't work, your hips don't work, and you feel like, oh my God. But you still have to say, well, my legs did take me there. I did ice skate. I did give my soul the experience of ice skating and of dancing. Can't do it now, but I've done it, and my soul's had those experiences. So that's what I would quite like to say. Please start thinking of yourself as a soul first and a body secondary. And yes, we're here to have a human body experience, not just human body, but human mind, human intellect. We're here to, advance our six senses. But if we're just looking at body, then have the experiences, yeah, like a wee bit of makeup when I'm going out. Yeah, I do like food. I like the odd glass of wine. I like my cuddles. I like the feeling that I get when people cuddle me. I love that sense of touch. This body gives me rare experiences. I've done stuff with it that possibly have done it in a bit, but I've given my soul those experiences of the physical, and we need to honour that. Where some people go too much the other way, where it's all spiritual and they really don't care about anything. But you have to honour your body, but you also have to realise that it is really just the carriage to take your soul on this life's journey. If you're struggling with body positivity, try some other YouTube sites. If you're younger, there's young women out there like Loli Lane, Vintage and Tacky, Cora. She is absolutely beautiful, beautiful young woman, and Learning to Be Fearless. That's Alex. Now, these three women are all plus size. And they're all living their lives. And yes, they're into beauty, etc., but they're living their lives as, I'll wear a bikini if I want. I will go swimming if I want. And they're gradually getting a groundswell of body positivity. And there's the other end of it where there's very skinny people, and there's people that are maybe disfigured in some way that are adding on to this movement. And it's wonderful, because it's all about who you are and not what you look like. So if you're feeling at odds with your body and you can't quite get into your head that, your body's good, I've got wrinkles, I don't care. I'm sitting doing this with my hair not dried, because this is me, with a wee bit of makeup on. Look at your life if you're struggling, and look at the people round about you. It's people are brought up in different ways, and if you have people round about you that are looking you up and down, or making you self-conscious about either carrying a bit of weight or being too skinny or whatever, think, should these people be in your life, because they are a negative force. Now, if it's family, that can be difficult. I remember in my 20s and the 80s, I really loved like floral leggings and neon stuff, and I was about a size maybe 14 to 16, and my mum, who was very old school, I'd go in and visit her, and you could see her looking like, oh my goodness, here she comes again. And I got that rather than just feel a wee bit low, I'd tend to go and visit her maybe straight from work when I had my business suit on, and she liked that more. So why not? But that was just a little thing. But back then there wasn't so much social media, there wasn't magazines, there wasn't all this internet stuff that's firing. This is how you should look when you're 54. I'm 55 next month, and this is the way that 55 looks. No Botox, no whatever. This is 55. And you know what? It's fine. It's fine for me, and it should be fine for you too. But if you're struggling and you're younger, look at some of the YouTubers that are bouncing through their life, putting anybody that's putting them down to the side. As I say, if you're within a group that very much are pulling you down, or you've got friendships that 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 they're almost looking me up and down, or well, at least I weigh less than her, or oh God, she's too skinny, or whatever. Are they really people that nurture your spirit, your soul? And if you ask that very much when you're even feeling very vulnerable, and the answer is no, these people are not nurturing me, then wave them bye-bye. There's plenty of other people out there that will value you for more than your body, and more, because some people do actually try to put you down. Some people try to make themselves feel better by putting you down. And that's not on. You don't need friends like that. And as I say, it's your responsibility for your soul to not have those people in your life. And it's so funny, all different ages. I must admit, I've been brought up in a way that my mum kind of kept to me. My mum had a weight problem, and she kind of projected it slightly. So we were all doing like what that bread with the balloon in it, the sort of flyaway that you might like, Danish bread, and low-fat yogurts in our teens and stuff, and it was all wrong because it did in your metabolism, but at the same time that's the way it was. But I remember when I was 16, I was part of a youth action group, and we needed a minibus for the handicapped. So myself and 3 friends called ourselves Charlie's Angels, right? And we applied to the Prince Charles Trust for money for the minibus, never thinking that we would get it. And we did. So we got this minibus, and we were being meeting Prince Charles, and it was a big thing. It was going to be the evening times there, and it was such a thing for the community. I remember one of my friends, one of Charlie's Angels, came to me, and we were all discussing what we were going to wear, and she said, "Are you going to wear a belt?" And I was like, well, no, it's kind of a long sort of maxi kind of floaty dress I'm wearing, so it doesn't need a belt. And she went, no, a belt. And I was like, what do you mean a belt? And she said, a girdle. I was like, why would I want to wear a girdle? That's no, I'm sorry. And the thing was, at that stage, I was probably a size 12, and she must have been a size 8. But she said that her mum had suggested that it would make her belly flatter. So, age 16, a young woman had been told by an older generation that a very thin young woman, slim, needed to put a girdle on for her belly. Now, that's the way that those of us coming out of the sort of 60s and 70s, these were the things we had to deal with. But generally, by the time I got married the first time, I was 22, size 10 to 12, and my dress was beautiful, but I couldn't get a bra that was comfy enough for it. So at my first wedding, I didn't have a bra on under my dress, and it was amazing. I felt the day was great. There was nothing annoying me. And there was no way I was going to be forced into something that would make my day uncomfortable. And the dress looks amazing, whatever. And forward to my second marriage, to Jim, my husband now, 11 years ago, I had a very, very fancy dress for that. It was all ties and lots of heavy satin. And it was size 22. So there's a big difference between my first and second marriage. And I remember when it was getting sort of taken in at the neck, the dressmaker suggested that maybe wearing sort of an all-in-one or Spanx kind of thing would let the dress drape nicer. I remember thinking, do you know what? This is my wedding day. I'm not going to be walking about finding it hard to breathe. I want to dance. I want to feel good on my wedding day. And by that time, my friends that were round about me wouldn't have cared if I had a bump or a lump, which I did with that dress. And my lovely husband certainly wouldn't have cared either way. In fact, he wouldn't have noticed. He would have been the first person, if I'd tried to get some sort of contraption on, that would have said, what the hell are you doing? So I must admit, I've been a kind of renegade bride twice where I was not prepared to put my personal comfort aside for shapewear. Now that's just me. If you like shapewear and it makes you feel good, that's great. But do it for you. Don't do it because society might think, oh, if I'm walking about, society might see that I've got a wee roll of flesh under my bra, or I've got, a kind of muffin top. Don't do it for that. If you want to do it for yourself. That's all I'm saying. I'm not coming out against what people do to make themselves feel better, to make people like to look better. I like to look better as well. I've got my bloody daughter's wedding next year, and I'm going to be a very smart mother of the bride, believe me. And I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to choosing my dress. And, it's going to be wonderful, but the one thing it's not going to be is uncomfy, because here's the thing, that body on that day is going to be giving my soul the experience of my daughter getting married, and that experience doesn't need Spanx. That experience needs me to be able to cuddle and to breathe and to enjoy myself. That's just my personal opinion. But do you see what I mean? My soul is having the experience of my daughter getting married. And whether I was in a sack or whether I was in a bin bag or whether I was in a £600 outfit, my soul really wouldn't care, because it's not about me, it's about that young woman that's getting married, my connection to her, and what my soul feels on that day. So let's see, I had a few wee notes here, but there we go. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read them, so let me just put them in. Soul in the body, yeah. About the 80s, about the people in your life, yeah, covered everything I wanted to say. Remember, try and be as positive as you can and do things that make you feel good. And if that means wearing certain things or wearing makeup or whatever, by all means, this is personal choice. That's the problem. It's personal choice. If you want to do it, do it. But if people like myself choose not to, then that doesn't make us any less than anyone who's maybe had Botox or this, that, and the next thing. It's about the soul's journey. It's about this amazing chariot vehicle that your soul has chosen. And as such, we should honour that body, but it shouldn't be the be end and all. I am going to have to think about that phrase and not use it again because it's obvious I can't say it on camera. But I don't edit. This is me. This is authentic, and that's why I enjoy it. So I hope you've enjoyed my slight rant. I hope you can take something from it and remember that you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. And if you have any perceived flaws, then accept them too and get on with it, because your soul doesn't really care, or your soul has chosen to understand those flaws this time round. And I think that's wonderful as well. So have a wee think, but just know that you're gorgeous. And if you could see what I see sometimes, because people walk in the door and I see their auras and I see the sense of their soul, and it's good to see their body or the way that they look secondary. And if you could see your soul in the mirror, or you could see your partner's soul or whatever, believe me, the body would be very, very, very low down. So enjoy, and I hope you can take something from this and my rambling on it, but be as confident in yourself as you can. And if there's times you're not confident, that's okay too. And if you want to do things that make you feel confident, do so. But if you don't, then don't bother either. It's your choice. Do what your soul needs in any one day. But remember that your soul is the thing that chose the body, not the other way around. So many blessings. Bye now.